the people, I am Paige, and if you haven't been following the history of my channel lately, I do not exactly blame you because I do not see myself as a person worth following. But anyway, 2 years ago to the day, the pony you see on my channel, Wildcard, has died. And funny thing, he actually died twice. The first part was because of I misclicked out of rage and desperation. And then after I brought him back, he ended himself for the second time. Something about not wanting to get in the way of my happiness. Like, what fucking happiness? I spent 2 years without him. My life is hell. I've had no motivation to create, no confidence in my platforms or abilities, and no security guarantees if I decide to leave this website and get a real job. But I've had enough. Like, what's the point of living my life if I have no chance to live my best life? This ends now. So starting today in this video, I'm going to answer this call from one of my paid channel members, so I appreciate those so very much. Hello?
Hey, MPage, you got a minute?
Hey Sep, I was just about to record a video, but sure.
Listen, I feel you about the whole wild thing. It was kinda stressful. And so, given it's that special time of the year where we all go, ha funny stuff, I figured I'd try and make a little something for you to try and hopefully maybe give you some good cheers, good vibes, and overall try to help you cheer up.
Alright, I guess it'd be worth seeing some cool fan-made and friend-made stuff. Let's see what you got.
Alrighty then, I'll go ahead and screen share it for us right now. Yes! And let's play.
Hello the people, Wildcard here. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh video games? Do you miss the older Yu-Gi-Oh video games? Have you ever wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh Game Boy games on your Switch? If you answered yes to all of these questions, then you're most likely a virgin. Now there's a game for you. Yu-Gi-Oh Early Days Collection for Nintendo Switch and Steam. But come on, everyone knows you're going to buy the Switch cartridge. It's the only physical release available at the time of this recording, and it comes with a quarter-century secret rare Harvey's Feather Duster. But we're not here to open trading cards and stare at them, that's MPage's job. Before we take a look at the one game I actually remember somewhat fondly from this collection, let's take a quick gander at the presentation value this collection has to offer. Let's see, Lua scripting, audio engine, compression, lots of open source stuff. At least they're properly crediting their sources. Ooh, an online mode too. It seems to work in Duel Monsters 4, and only Duel Monsters 4, as you can see by this error message I get in other games. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at the games themselves. There's quite a decent selection here. You could select any region as well as certain ROM revisions. The instruction manuals are available from the pause menu, and there's even enhancements. That means you can essentially cheat by unlocking all cards, giving yourself infinite money, raising your level, etc. My guess is they put this here to appease the Dueling Nexus and book fans that like having all cards available from the start. Either that or they finally decided to give Jay Witz the Dark Magician Girl he so rightfully earned.
Oh my god, I did it! I finally did it! She's in the palm of my hand! The almighty Dark Magician Girl! It's mine!
I give the presentation value a Digimon the Movie out of 10. It gives you a little bit of everything, and the COD features, while a little bit awkward, aren't very noticeable unless you know a thing or two about the source material. But you're not here to listen to me rant and rave about menus, I getcha. You want me to actually talk about a game, right? So for this video, I'm going to play some Dungeon Dice Monsters, a very little known spin-off of the Yu-Gi-Oh formula that was featured in one episode of the anime and never again since. For a more in-depth discussion of this obscure property, check out this video by The Jay Witz.
I've been working on my juggling. Little hobby in my spare time. Pick a card, any card, all the cards!
Anyway, upon starting the game, if you could pass through this weird PC speaker-ass intro song, you'll enter your name and then go to the main menu. Here you can edit your deck or dice pool, play tournament mode, free duel any character you unlocked, or go to the shop. Now, I didn't play long enough to visit the shop, and I'll explain why later, but the way this game works is after you win a duel, you get more dice for your collection. Then you can sell your unwanted or duplicate dice to Grandpa for points, which you can use to buy more dice. Going into tournament mode, basically you select the tournament and play until you win or lose. My first opponent in the Lunch Selects Cup is Nibbles, who got beat up by a bully with a yo-yo. That's his bio, I am not kidding. Anyways, now to the basics of the game. Your deck, or dice pool, has 15 dice in it. Each one has its own distribution of symbols on it, from summoning stars to different types of crests. On your turn, you roll 3 of your dice and collect any crests that come up. If you roll at least 2 stars at the same level, you can summon one of the monsters or items on them. This is represented as the dice unfolding onto the battlefield in a way that kinda resembles Tetris, except with 6 pieces instead of 4. The object is to destroy the opponent's Die Master on the other side of the map, but to get there you have to use the path built by you and your opponent's monsters, making said monsters fight along the way. I should probably explain the crests in battles now. By default, crests work like this. You spend movement crests to move your monsters along the board, but only on the paths laid down by either player. Magic and trap crests are usually used to activate certain abilities your monsters have. Attack and guard crests are used in battles. Speaking of battles, to have your monster battle an opponent's monster or Die Master, you have to move there first. Once you're basically in breathing distance, you can spend an attack crest to fight the monster. Assuming your opponent doesn't respond, their monster will lose 1 heart for every 10 attack points yours has. If a monster loses all their hearts, it's destroyed. However, the opponent can also spend a guard crest to put their monster in guard mode. If they do, the damage becomes equal to your monster's attack minus their monster's defense points. If you're doing the math and you get a negative number, don't worry, any result below 0 is treated as 0, so there's no deflected damage in this game. Or is there? The only exception here is the Die Master itself. It can't attack or guard, and only takes 1 heart of damage per hit. So essentially, hit him 3 times and you win! Sounds like a simple game, right? Well, on paper it is, but this first duel took me 26 minutes to finish. 26 minutes! It may not sound that long for most gamers, but in comparison, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game tournaments at local card shops expect you to complete a best 2 out of 3 match within 40 minutes. To be fair, part of that first duel was spent on the battle scenes here, which play out if you do a battle and don't press the B button. They look quite impressive at first glance considering GBA hardware, but after a while watching them or even skipping them becomes a drag, so you might as well just turn them off. But the real reason these duels drag on is because of the nature of the dice themselves. As far as I'm aware, there's no such thing as decking out in this game, so the duel only ends if there's a winner. What will happen as a result of this is that you may end up in a long bout of repeated rolls, either because you can't summon anything to build your path, or because you can't roll the crest that you need to attack your opponent or even move. Combine that with your opponent having equally bad luck on the rolls, and you'll be sitting at an RNG-induced stalemate for quite a while. My next opponent was Fortuno, who claims he could see the future, but he's actually just a teenager with overactive hormones? Why do I need to know that? 25 minutes later and I get my ass kicked because not only did our monsters end up getting locked in a stalemate after he kept rolling guard crests to counter my attack crests, but my Die Master got cornered after I failed to pay attention to something that killed my Komori dragon while he was trying to fight the faceless mage. I probably didn't read the manual enough on the battle system, I don't know. Anyway, I got bored here and wanted to try a Link battle. But like I said earlier, only one game in this entire collection works with online multiplayer, and this isn't it. But there's also the trade option where you can— oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! This is total horseshit! I can't even trade my dice over the internet? Now how am I gonna pester Jay Witz for his 15 copies of Beaver Warrior? If this game were sold by itself, I'd probably be more pissed to learn I paid good money for a game where 1/3 of the options don't even work. But anyway, how do I feel about Dungeon Dice Monsters given my limited experience? It's not very memorable, but if you know what you're doing, it's harmless enough. That's why my rating for this game is a school out of 10. It is long, it is tedious, and you'll constantly feel like you're stuck. But in the end, you will definitely come out of this experience wiser than you started. This GBA version adapts the dice game rather well, and serves its purpose of marketing Dungeon Dice Monsters to the masses. I think the only thing holding it back in its early days was the fact that it was on GBA. I mean, think about it. A strategy game that takes longer to play than the trading card game running on AA batteries with a screen that's so dim you can only play with a light nearby. On a portable system, you can't even play in the car or on the bus without throwing up. It was practically begging to be played on a TV, and back in the day you could only do that if you owned a GameCube with the Game Boy Player add-on. But now there's a better way, and legally.
Yeah! Woo! Alright, so, what'd you think?
I'm flattered, really, and I do appreciate the effort you put in it, but
But...
it just feels all wrong. Like, I now fully understand why families of celebrities don't approve of having their deceased loved one being brought back to life with AI.
AI? What? What? What do you mean AI? I didn't use any AI. Who said anything about AI? I didn't use it. I would never use it for a video. All my videos are non-AI. Why would I do it for this?
Come on, I wasn't born yesterday. The background's the wrong color, and it's moving. Clearly, it's a sign of artifacting, which can come from AI image generation.
Or maybe, just maybe, I might have borrowed the background you always use for your streams from Pixar and colored it green.
But why green?
Just take one little look at that profile pic again, buddy. Dan asked me that question.
Fair enough.
Look, buddy, I didn't use any AI. Why can't you just accept that?
Because either you used AI or somehow Wildcard came back to life. That sounds totally absurd and far-fetched.
No, good sir. This is a far-fetch.
You know what I'm talking about, Sep? It's real life, and dead people don't just respawn in the real world and come back to life. When you die, you're done. It's very straightforward, like pot of greed.
Pot of Greed, what does that do?
That voice, that line, no, it couldn't be. There's no fucking way. It's not. That's impossible.
Why do you doubt your senses?
I probably didn't get enough sleep, or maybe I didn't take my allergy medication yet. Some stuff with the sinuses can weaken your mental faculties. Now, what the hell are you doing quoting Charles Dickens all of a sudden?
It just felt like a perfectly logical response to your reaction.
Oh, right, you're also an AI. Well, how do I know you're not going to steal my content and start the robot uprising?
I'm often too busy managing your community Discord server to even watch the videos you've been posting lately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, you're not hearing things. And I can prove it to you. Read these words.
Road work ahead?
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Oh my god.
My dear buddy M-Page, may I reintroduce your old but new friend, Mr. Wildcard VA!
Ta-da!
What the hell is in this water?
2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen.
Smartass.
You haven't the faintest clue what it took to get him back.
So, this heat is real? How can I verify this?
I think you know what to do.
Holy shit, it is you!
E.
But how'd you even... How?
It's a really long story, believe me, he knows.
Yeah.
But where did the VA come from?
Oh, that. I'm a voice actor now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did some roles for... Oh, right. She got canceled recently. But I am building a strong relationship with my former castmates, so there's a good chance I can still have a career. One founded on trust and friendship and mutual respect and understanding.
That's cool, I guess.
But listen to me. If I'm not giving up, you shouldn't either, right? I've seen everything you went through for the past couple of years, and you need to stop beating yourself up. There's a whole world out there full of possibilities. And even if you see nothing but clouds in the sky, the sun still shines the way for you. Because if it didn't, how the hell would you see anything?
You got me there.
And sure, friends may come and go, but best friends are forever. I'm not going anywhere.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah. Me neither.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. I guess in a way April Fool's is kind of like Halloween.
Does not compute.
There's tricks and treats.
Speaking of treats, why not we all finally celebrate over some delicious pudding?
Wait, Sap, no!
Did somebody say pudding?